Hi there, I'm Greg from RUFFLY, and thanks for tuning in to this first of our 3 videos about the custom build for the K9 Moto Cockpit.
We want you to share the thrill of the ride together. That's why RUFFLY builds motorcycle dog carriers and accessories that let you ride with your big dog in a way that's safe and doesn't sacrifice the look or performance of your bike.
Now, as a reminder, the K9 Moto Cockpit is a motorcycle dog carrier for medium and large-sized dogs. The dog rides in a laying down instead of seated position. That keeps the weight lower, keeps them more comfortable, and it keeps a better look and performance for your bike. So in this first video, we're going to talk about the pre-build process. That includes photos, measurements, and a build plan for the custom mounting. In the second video, we'll talk about the actual cockpit build itself, and then in the third and final video, we'll talk about the painting and upholstery. Once you complete your cockpit purchase, we'll set up a project page for your custom build at goruffly.com and send you the URL. We're going to use this project page to exchange information specific to your build, so that's the photos, the measurements, etc. The first step in the pre-build process is photos. We ask for a kind of a glory shot of your bike because we want to see everything that's there, any aftermarket accessories you might have. We also ask for a photo of your dog, just to give us a better sense of the size of the dog. Also on your project page, you'll see a series of sample photos to give you an idea of the set of photos of the rear of your bike that we're looking for. And this helps us get an idea of how and where we're going to mount your cockpit. Measurements come next, but before you measure your bike, we have you measure your dog to determine the appropriate size cockpit. With your dog in the laying position, you measure for the length from butt to chest and the width at the widest part. Next, you do what we call the towel exercise. You lay a towel out and fold it to match the internal dimensions of the cockpit size you're considering. Then you lay your dog on the towel with butt and hind legs inside and front paws hanging off the end. Now at the measurement step, we're going to mark up 2 or 3 of your photos to indicate the measurements that we need. Generally that's going to be a top view and a side view, but sometimes it can include additional photos depending upon sort of the complexity of the mounting that we've identified for your cockpit. We prefer that you perform your measurements in centimeters because that's how we perform your build. But if you've only got inches, don't worry about it, we'll do the conversions ourselves. Once we have your measurements, we're going to transfer those measurements onto a couple of diagrams of your cockpit. That's going to help us understand how far it will be positioned away from your back as the rider in the normal riding position, as well as relative to the mounting components such as screw holes, pannier rack bar, etc. Now this can be just a little bit of an iterative process, meaning you might find a couple of measurements that now on second or closer look, instead of 14 centimeters, maybe it's 14.5 centimeters. Instead of 9 centimeters, maybe it's 9.5. Don't worry about that at all. We'll go through that as many times as we need to until you're satisfied that you've got it just right. Now also, throughout this process, we're here for you at every step of the way. A lot of people really enjoy having the kind of quality garage time with their bike all on their own, but some people prefer to do this together, in which case we hop on a FaceTime or Zoom call and we use the video to go through and make sure that we get all the measurements and double checks just the way we need them. Thanks for tuning in to the first of our 3 video series about the custom build for your K9 Moto Cockpit. In the next video we'll be talking about the build itself, and in the final video we'll be talking about the paint, the padding, and the upholstery. For now, if you have any questions about the custom cockpit, feel free to reach out to us at goruffly.com. And of course, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.